Hello everyone, welcome back into North of 7 Cards. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, North of 7 Cards, and on eBay, North Dash of Dash, the number 7. Today we've got for you the 2024 Bowman Baseball Mega. This is break number 42, Jackie Robinson or Mariano Rivera, depending on which coast you live on. Let us know in the chat, who are we looking for today? Without further ado, let's get into it. A little tea to help the voice there. Obviously now our little exhale point of the MLB season before the stretch run, the pennant race, the awards. All of that fun stuff is on the way. But for now, we take a second. We get to watch the game's best. We get to see a rookie flying out with his famous TikTok girlfriend to go start an all-star game, which I don't know how many people would believe that if it wasn't just in a fairy tale of some kind. There we go. We got our boxes there. We will rip them all, put them in stacks, rip through the regular Bowman packs, then get into the Megas. All right, let's get into it. Obviously going to be a very interesting experience seeing Paul Skeens on this big stage. Obviously not afraid of the big stage. Kind of always in that USA baseball, LSU. He's kind of had the big time career. This is one of those special moments because until they announced it, I never really thought of who's going to be the starter. But Skeens has come in, he's made that impact, and he just genuinely deserves this. Which is crazy. It's crazy to think. Not as crazy to him, but just a crazy in general that Major League Baseball has this. I know it's probably happened before, but still a fun thing for the league. It's a great thing to build on. You have this pitcher now for the next however long he's there who can throw gas. He's got some spin, and could be also a marketable superstar. So I'm very happy to see, very interested to see what Mr. Skeens will be like tonight in that big setting. It's also still weird that, like, at the starters, I get it, but you're not playing the end of the game, so technically the best guys aren't out there, but I guess, I mean, for any all-star game really, how competitive are these games? Answer usually not a lot, but it's also hard in baseball to not be competitive. I'm sure most of you checked out the home run derby last night. I was gonna say benefactor. I'm a big fan of the derby. I'm a big fan of the format change. I just think it makes sense. What's the point of having these guys face off instead of just that open format NBA 3-point contest style? And especially those first two, you just saw the rhythm. And it's sometimes when people question how tough of a sport baseball is, you just tell them to watch that because those guys had to figure out mid-round what to do. And obviously it's different than a normal batting practice. You're trying to hit for power. Bobby Witt Jr., Alec Bohm aren't really those guys necessarily. Witt more than Bohm, but any which way, it's still a hard thing to go through. You see the sluggers, Ozuna, Garcia, like they also struggle. It's a struggle of a competition despite how smooth and easy their swings are. Polar bear. I guess I just wanted to mention Pete Alonso. doesn't want to leave New York. I guess because it's the Mets. Mega's taking, getting a little bounce there. I'm curious what everyone's thinking as we head into the second half of the season and what this is possibly going to look like. I don't know if we're quite looking at the mess of normal years, although I feel like wild card races always turn into something like that. And we still have a couple weeks until the deadline, and the deadline is really what will shake things up. Final 5 boxes. Push back there for the boxes. We still have the shakiness of a buyer's and seller's market, with only really a couple weeks to go. Curious to see where everyone is going to stand, because it's really in that now or never territory, and just the team I cannot keep looking at is the Cardinals, because they have the young talent, they have the elder statesman in Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, but what is this franchise doing? Where are we going? I'm very interested to see that. We are good to go. Let's start ripping. All right, let's get into it. Got the big release day coming tomorrow. If you're checking us out on Whatnot, we got the Breakers Delight. Be ripping that on our YouTube streams. Also going to be ripping the Jumbo Hobbies. I believe even, I don't know exactly. We're also going to be doing some 3-casers. Gonna be some fun stuff. Topps Chrome Baseball, always a fun time indeed. I don't think about anything else from that. That derby in particular, I mean, the format was nice. I do find the weird combination between the time and the amount of pitches. I feel like it could kind of just be one or the other. But I guess it also limits, because they try to make sure that everyone is, I guess you put everyone on the same playing field. Your pitcher might be a bit faster than another one and could get off more pitches, could be going a lot faster. I think they did do the right thing, and it seemed like that for most of it, of just letting them go. As soon as they hit and reset, just let them go again, because waiting for the ball to land, although it is probably for safety, it seemed like there were less younger kids out there, more, especially deeper in the ballpark. Just older kids that can track the ball a bit better. All right. Last few packs, and we will be ready to roll. All right, good luck, everyone. Shanuel, Mauricio, Anthony Hueso, Kevin Sim, Aiden Smith, Jose De Paula, Ryan Burrows, Justin Crawford, Aiden Miller, Brock Brandenburg, Sebastian Walcott, Marcelo Meyer, Byron Churio, Rainer Arias, Dansby, Westberg, got Manuel Bonilla, got Ben Williamson, Jackson Merrill, Jung-Hoo Lee, George Lombard Jr., Tamar Johnson, Christian Yelich, Jared Dickey, Ryan Clifford, JD Gonzalez, Brenda Maea, Gabriel Gonzalez, Enrique Jimenez, Brock Wilkins, Spencer Nivens, there we go. Next up, Lawler, Douglas Gladio, Handy Morales, Tony Ruiz, Lazaro Montes, Esmo Valencia, Ryan Clifford, Heston Kierstead, Adrian Santana, Brenda Maea, Abimelech Ortiz, Yanquiel Fernandez, we got Shohei Ohtani, Carlos Silva, Brian Acuna, Wyatt Langford, Derniche Valdez, Felon Celestin, Arak Riggio. Alright, stack number 2. As the second half rolls in, deadline approaches, it's always the buy or sell. Again, staring at the Cardinals. The AL, it has to be, I mean, not that I think there's many scenarios where the Blue Jays by, but the Yankees are also still in that tough spot. The Orioles are kind of in that luxury. Do they make a move to make themselves even better? Does it hurt them in the long run? Do they be patient? Do they finally make that big move? Go get Garrett Crochet, go get a Luis Robert, one of the two. It's really not. It's not as pressing, but it could be the difference of a World Series. Like, to me, Luis Robert, the team that makes the most sense is definitely the Phillies, because that team is incredible, and a guy like Luis Robert doesn't just put you over the top this year, which also might not, because again, the Dodgers are they're the Dodgers, and even the Orioles. Getting Robert doesn't secure anything to have a little more playoff experience, but who would be shocked if the same thing didn't happen this year to them? It doesn't necessarily have to be Texas, but the team comes out of the wild card, they're hot, best of 5 series. This is still a young team who got some playoff experience, but still has Kierstead and Kowser and Westberg. Like, it's still Gunner. Like, we're still talking about young guys. Adley, like, none of these are like the elder statesmen. We're talking about Cedric Mullins and Ryan Mountcastle and guys that aren't the old slow horses. Like, they're by no means ancient and decrepit, but it is kind of like no in between for Baltimore. It's either you're old or you're young. Alright, we'll stack number 2. Arenado, Adolis, Samuel Zavala, Drew Jones, Matt Shaw, Elijah Green, Isaiah Drake, Yohandy Morales, Carlos Sanchez, Lazaro Montes, Josh Rivera, Simon Ceballos, Blake Mitchell, Garrett Forrester, Anthony Baptiste, Roderick Arias, Alfredo Duno, Colson Montgomery, Luke Keishel, Cam Collier, Ty Pete, Cole Foster, there's Evan Carter, Jung Hoo Lee, Samad Taylor, Colt Emerson, Seven Ceballos, Raylan Heredia, Garrett Forrester, Jacob Wilson, Davison Gutierrez, George Walco, Hao-Yu Lee, Kyle Harrison, Robert Callas, Cam Collier, Schwarber, we got Camilo Diaz, Antonio Anderson, Cole Foster, Luis Guanipa, Rafi Velasquez, Jackson Holiday, Diego Benitez, Luis Angel Acuna, Juanfran Garcia, Homer Bush Jr., Ethan Salas, Luis Guanipa, stack number 3. feel like there's so many things. Again, the back trade deadline thing, back buyer sellers market is just so there's only because like there's only the in between because you could probably now toss Cleveland in that conversation at the top. You have the Phillies, you have the Orioles, you have the Dodgers because like those are the four. Just publicly wise, you throw the Yankees in there because most people will love to cheer against them and put them as the favorites to then try to tear them down. They haven't been. It's kind of just the team and franchise they've been under Aaron Boone, where they start off hot and trail, but then also if you're making that team like that isn't making the managerial move. Like that's not going to be what changes this season necessarily. Going forward, probably should do that. And the rest of these teams that are just kind of, I don't want to say stuck, because there are the teams that are like Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, it's the younger teams. The teams that are stuck in the middle with nowhere to go, like St. Louis Blue Jays, and I feel like the majority of the AL West, although I still have that Ranger faith. And I can't explain why. Not a Rangers fan by any means, but just, I don't know, you kind of have that pedigree. They got Langford, they got Leiter up there. They have pieces, they have potential, but what will that actually amount to is a question still to be had. Kyle Harrison, Caminero, Adrian Santana, Derniche Valdez, Ryan Vanderheer, Rock Riggio, Lawler, Augustin Ramirez, Drew Jones, Ramon Landeta, Elijah Green, Mac Horvath, Yohandy Morales, Braden Taylor, Lazaro Montes, Brock Porter, Ryan Clifford, Jose Tena, Luke Adams, Brendo Maia, Ricky Bradfield Jr., Jackson Merrill, Douglas Glad, Tamar Johnson, Tony Ruiz, Yanquiel Fernandez, Esmel Valencia, Brian Acuna, Manny Machado, there's Trey Turner, Max Anderson, Xavier Isaac, Daniel Susak, Trey Morgan, AJ Smith-Shaver, Heston Kierstead, Lazaro Montes, Jared Cerna, Daverson Gutierrez, Tena Pereira, Mason Wynn, Abraham Nunez, Hao-Yu Lee, Cooper Pratt, Roman Anthony, Marco Luciano, Jaron Elkins, Jackson Churio, Paul Skeens, Xavier Isaac, Arjun Namala, and Trey Morgan to finish off our second to last stack. Last stack here incoming. Our Dylan Cruz and Jason Dominguez there on the front. our final stack here. Curious if you guys do have the preference of the All-Star game. I mean, obviously, starting is just a huge honor, but I wonder if some guys would just prefer to actually play the end of the game when it might be some close entertaining or facing the closers. I feel like that would be fun as a competitor, but then also, on the flip side, you're a starter, you play the first, I don't know, few innings, and then you get to just kind of kick back and relax. If only they would they could test out kind of bringing guys in and out of the lineup. I feel like that might actually be interesting to try. Like, a good place to try. It's an exhibition. It doesn't mean the World Series anymore, which kind of was a bizarre pressure. Not that, again, not because no one would really, still not the end-all be-all of the season. Especially in this, like, kind of just new in general sports day and age where the home field, home ice, home whatever, home court, all of that is not really the advantage that it once was. All right, we got our final stack here. Austin Wells, Jazz Chisholm, Estor Asuero, Roman Anthony, Porter, Jose Rodriguez, Jackson Churio, Dylan Head, Samuel Basallo, Xavier Isaac, Canario, Shenwell, Manuel Tejada, Trey Morgan, Ceballos, Anthony Scala, Roderick Arias. We got JV, Justin Verlander, Armin Ramirez, Colson Montgomery, Nazan Zenatello, Marcelo Meyer, Arenado, Johnny Farmelo, Rainer Arias, Schwarber, Samuel Zavala, Ryan Lasco, Emmanuel Bonilla, J. Ram, Capri Ortiz, Alberto Rios, Lawler, Felix Morabel, Jace Young, we got Manny Machado, Sandy Alcantara, Jason Dominguez, Max Clark, Maui Ahuna, Ryan Vanderhee, Enrique Jimenez, Gavin Williams, Augustin Ramirez, Spencer Nivens, Dansby, Westberg, Sal Frelick, Ramon Ladetta, Tayshaun Walton, Yandri Vargas, Jack Hurley, there's Kyle Tucker, Christian Encarnacion Strand, Swanson, Paul Skeens, your All-Star Game starter, Camilo Diaz, Arjun Namala, Brooks Lee, Quinn Priester, Filippo Dittori, Jet Williams, and we finish off here, Pete Crow Armstrong, Carson Rucker, and Travis Honeyman. All right, let's get into the Mega Packs. Nick Gonzalez, Jackson Churio, Junior Caminero, Aaron Judge, Marco Luciano. Junior Caminero, we got an autograph here for Kemp Alderman. Nice one there for the Kemp Alderman spot. Good auto there, kicking us off. We got Noel V. Marte, Douglas Glad, Jose Rodriguez. Sebastian Walcott, Robert Callis. So we got a Zach Geloff here. 89 of 150 for Zach Geloff. Johan Rojas, Kodai Senga. Mike Trout, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Felton Celestin, Xavier Isaac. Francisco Alvarez, Evan Carter, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ronald Acuna Jr., Jared Dickey. Jason Dominguez, Matt Shaw. We got a 133 of 250. Ronnie Mauricio here with the Rookie of the Year favorites. Nice one there for the Mauricio spot. Douglas Glad, Jose Rodriguez. Bryce Harper, Riley Green, Ronnie Mauricio, back-to-back Mauricios, and Aiden Smith. Jason Dominguez, Shohei Ohtani, Nolan Shanuel, Walker Jenkins, Nolan Shanuel. Jordan Westbrook, Austin Wells. We got a prospect power up for Jackson Holiday. That is a 120 of 250. Prospect power up for Holiday. We got Felix Morabel and Wyatt Langford. Antonio Anderson, Matt Shaw, Jason Dominguez, Henry Davis, Bobby Witt Jr. Tyler Soderstrom, Jordan Walker. Then we got Bryce Eldridge, Curtis Mead, Luis Matos. Spencer Jones, Justin Crawford, Sebastian Walcott, Corbin Carroll, Enrique Jimenez. Juan Soto, we got an auto here for Travis Honeyman. That is a 49 of 199, Travis Honeyman. Never seen that auto. Kind of looks like he's setting up a game of tic-tac-toe. Nice one there for the Honeyman spot. Curtis Mead, Anthony Volpe, and Mason Wynn. Noel V. Marte, Jordan Lawler, Xavier Isaac, Henry Davis, Bobby Witt Jr. Jared Cerno. We got another auto here for Mac Horvath. Oriole auto there, Mac Horvath. Congrats, whoever picked up the Horvath spot. Got yourself an auto there. So Denny Rafaela, Felix Morabel, Wyatt Langford. Ryan Lasco, Byron Churio, Mason Wynn, Sidney Rafaela, Everson Pereira. Brock Porter, Jackson Holiday. Here we got a Heston Kierstead. That is a 92 of 125 for Heston Kierstead. Here we got a Luke Adams, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Ethan Salas, Jose De Paula, George Lombard Jr. There's another Lombard Jr. and Kyle Teal. Putting the Yankee and the Red Sox together. Something they should get used to if they both remain. Got Uellen Cespedes, Brock Wilken, Marco Luciano, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. Sebastian Walcott, Robert Calaz, Mason Wynn, Henry Davis, Bobby Witt Jr. Either Bobby Witt Jr. or Weenie Hut Jr. Uellen Cespedes, Brock Wilken, Max Clark, Corbin Carroll, Enrique Jimenez. Max Clark, Brendo Maia, Dylan Cruz, Prospect Power Up, Abimelech Ortiz, Cooper Pratt. And we got Ryan Burrows, Jung-Hoo Lee, Nolan Shanuel, Jacob Burke, Mookie Betts. Tyler Soderstrom, Jordan Walker, Pete Crow Armstrong, really your favorites. Walker Jenkins, Nolan Shanuel. Josh Young, Arjun Amala. Here we got an Everson Pereira, 94 of 250 for Everson Pereira. Curtis Mead, Luis Matos. Alexander Canario, Masataka Yoshida, Wyatt Langford, Sidney Rafaela, Everson Pereira. Justin Crawford, Junior Caminero. And we got a Rookie of the Year favorites here for Sidney Rafaela. Nice one there for Rafaela. A beauty for Rafaela. Nice one that flipped around there. The variation there. Douglas Glad, Jose Rodriguez. Nick Gonzalez, Jackson Churio, Noel V. Marte, Corbin Carroll, Enrique Jimenez. Sebastian Walcott, Robert Calaz, Uellen Cespedes, Bryce Matthews, Eugendy Morales. Mike Trout, Juan Soto. Here we got Heston Kierstead again. 24 of 199. Heston Kierstead. Nice one there. A pair of Kiersteads in here. We got a Felton Celestin, Xavier Isaac. Pete Crow Armstrong, Sal Frelick, Austin Wells, Paul Skeens, Ellie De La Cruz. Bryce Harper, Riley Green, Ronnie Mauricio, George Lombard Jr., Kyle Teal. Julio Rodriguez, Andy Rodriguez, George Walco. We got Ronnie Mauricio, Aiden Smith. Colton Cowser, Heston Kierstead, Everson Pereira, Drew Jones, James Wood. Jordan Westbrook, Austin Wells, Zach Geloff, Ben Williamson, Carson Weisenhunt. Spencer Jones, Justin Crawford, Jordan Lawler, Felton Celestin, Xavier Isaac. And we got 3 left in there. Aiden Miller, Ryan Lasco. We got Francisco Alvarez. That is a 20 of 199 for Francisco Alvarez. Might not be the most famous Francisco Alvarez in New York. If you know, you know. And we got Walker Jenkins, Nolan Shanuel. Alright, down to the final 3. We've got Masataka Yoshida, Bryce Harper, Junior Caminero, Ronnie Mauricio, Aiden Smith. Junior Caminero, Mike Trout. Here we got Jose DePaula. That is a 70 of 250 for DePaula. We got Miles Naylor and Luis Baez, which brings us here to the last pack of our break here. Last pack magic. Let's see what's inside. Riley Green, Jordan Westberg. We got Jared Dickey. That is a 133 of 150. Jared Dickey. We got Felix Maribel and Wyatt Langford there to finish off our break. Let's do a recap here of our nicer hits of the break. We just saw him right there. Jared Dickey, Jose DePaula, Francisco Alvarez, Heston Kierstead, Everson Pereira, Heston Kierstead, Jackson Holiday, Ronnie Mauricio, Zach Geloff. Into our autos, we got Mac Horvath, Travis Honeyman out of 199, and Kemp Alderman there to finish this one off. And with that, it will wrap us up here for the 2024 Bowman Baseball Mega. This was break number 42 here on July 16th. Thank you everyone for joining. If you are joining us for later breaks, we will see you then. If not, take care.